all my happy haunts and troubled souls, and welcome back to Designfest. What is Designfest? It's a monthly challenge I made up where you redesign a character of yours, or maybe a friend's with permission, of course. Every day has a theme to follow, or at least stick kinda close to. You can keep important elements of your character's design, like their beauty marks and that sort of thing. The main point is just to play around and have fun with it, and maybe try something new. So, today's theme is Once Upon a Time. Redesign your character as a prince trying to win the fair maiden, whether that's going off on a grand adventure to save her from a tower guarded by a beast, or dancing and serenading her at the ball, that's all up to you. Once again, we're back to not having a concept. Shame after we got back on track last time, huh? I had a sketch I really liked with Ash in the forest staring wistfully into the distance like she were listening to a fair maiden singing or something, only to realize right before I started inking that it looked incredibly similar to last year's design. Which made sense when I considered that last year I also used Prince Philip as inspiration. Again. So, the only difference was she had a hat on. Well, there's nothing like getting to start all over again. Just like day 2. Now this one I did rush a bit, so don't expect anything super amazing or anything like that. I'm sorry, I gotta get back on track, guys. So I thought around for a bit and I came up with another idea. I wanted Ash to look a bit more regal this time around, but I didn't want to just throw her in a generic prince outfit and call it done. Nope. So I thought, well, what if Ash pulled a Mulan kind of a stunt? If you read any of Tamora Pierce's novels, it's like the Protector of the Small series. I loved those books growing up, let me tell you. Those books are a huge reason behind Project Evolution's existence. But basically, there's 2 twins, there's a boy and a girl. The boy doesn't want to go off and be a knight and the girl does, so they switch before they head off on their respective journeys. The series follows the sister as she is disguised as her brother, and she's becoming the greatest knight she can, and I thought, well, Ash would probably do something similar if she was in that kind of situation. She is the kind of person who would disguise herself as a man to fight some impending enemy, so that's just what I did. Nothing quite as regal as a noble prince dashing off into battle, right? So I tried to draw her as female since, you know, the gender bend day is later. I just tried to tone down some of her features, which was pretty tough. Ash is a very feminine character, if you know what I mean, and her face is probably the most feminine in the comic. Most of the other girls in the story are a bit more boyish. If you've seen some of my live streams where I've designed upcoming characters, then you know what I mean. I designed them that way on purpose. Ash was always given kind of a posh and pretty spoiled upbringing, while most of the other girls came from poverty and homelessness and even organized crime. And I really wanted that to reflect in their designs, with Ash looking a bit more spoiled and snooty, even kind of princess-like, and the other characters looking a bit more rough around the edges. So, as you can imagine, trying to turn Ash into a more male figure without completely redesigning her as a man was pretty tricky, to say the very least. I think I actually managed pretty well, all things considered. I wanted the piece to have that kind of tapestry feel to it, like a descendant wandering into some forgotten part of the castle and they've stumbled into a great hall, you know the cliche. I just really like that trope. I know it's overdone, but I like it. At least it's not the whole chosen one thing, right? I gotta say, once I got Ash's face and general body shape down, the rest was actually pretty easy, surprisingly. Well, most things are easy when you compare them to yesterday. I literally finished the video that night on my old laptop because I didn't want to keep Gizmo up, because we know it's important for him to get his beauty sleep. Isn't that right, Mr. Chatterbox? But back to Ash, her outfit is actually pretty easy to turn into armor. She already kind of wears some anyway. So all I really did was just change a few details and added some bulky armor to disguise any curves she may have left over, and I went ahead and added Project Evolution's logo on various parts of her armor. I figured most princes kind of had that family crest, and I didn't really feel like designing a one-off when I have a perfectly good one sitting around, and I don't really have the time for that right now. Which is why this audio is kind of rushed, because I need to get back on track, and your girl's got work, okay? I got 2 jobs now. I don't got time for that. So once again, we went ahead and brought back the favorite watercolor brush. This speed paint is brought to you by Clip Studio Paint and their wonderful assortment of textured brushes, of which I only use a handful. Don't tell me you guys don't do that too. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. I know this was kind of rushed, but I gotta work on day 5, so this was day 4, Once Upon a Time. If you guys tried out Designfest this year, send it to me on my DeviantArt or Twitter. You can show it off on my Discord server. All the links are below. I hope you guys have a scary time of year, and I'll see you next time, all you goblins and ghosts. Farewell and happy Halloween to all.